Are you in a frustrating relationship or situationship, always talking to your friends, trying to understand what this guy means when he sends a particular message, or why he's not showing you as much interest as before, and how come he's seeing your WhatsApp messages, but sometimes he's quick to reply? You might just be a victim of what we call the notorious push and pull technique. Now, I'm going to be telling you what it is, how you can spot it, and how people get you obsessed with them by giving you the bare minimum. Now, the first time I heard of something called the push and pull technique in dating, I felt like, wow, this is something that I subconsciously knew, but I didn't know that it was an actual thing. So I've been a victim of it, and I have definitely used it. I've used it on people that I don't like, and I've used it on people that I do like, right? And this doesn't always guarantee a relationship, nor does it mean that this person is not entirely interested in you. So I went and scoured on the internet to find what the push and pull method is. Now, ladies, this one, I'm helping you. I'm giving you the tips. I'm making you see what these toxic guys are doing, because they need to stop. But maybe this is something that you absolutely need to use. So let's get into it. What is the push and pull method? Basically, showing interest and disinterest to create attraction. There is something called a push-pull relationship. Yes, there are people begging for the bare minimum, and they claim to be in relationships, quite sadly. So let's read it together. So one person will generally play the role of the pusher, showering the other person with interest. The other individual wallows in the gushing, developing a misplaced sense of security. Now, that is one definition, developing a misplaced sense of security. So basically, you think that you're in something secure, you think that you're in a relationship that's secure, but this definition is saying that you're not. And I do beg to differ to an extent, and I'll let you know why in a minute. So, have you ever been in a situation where you're basically with a guy, whether in an actual relationship or maybe it's just a situationship, and suddenly he's not sending you as many messages anymore, he's not calling you as much anymore, and the question is, what did I do? Now, the immediate panic response is most definitely to ask him, hey, is everything okay? Or maybe to start dressing better if you feel like you've stopped dressing as nice. You just basically get into this mode of trying to show them why they absolutely need to be with you, and basically what you can do to try and get them back interested again. And so the toxic cycle begins. Now let's go back. Earlier, I did mention that I don't entirely agree with the misplaced sense of security, because there are some reasons why, and these are very sad reasons, but there are some reasons why a lot of people do decide to use the push and pull method. And so I want to get into the reasons why people do that, why they sometimes show you interest and then sometimes they don't show you interest. So the reasons can be toxic and the reasons can be non-toxic. The reasons can be something you can work with, and they can be reasons why you should definitely let go of that person. I'm going to be telling you the 4 reasons why they could be doing that. So let's get into it right now. Reason number 1, some people were in very, very toxic situations, and unfortunately they project that kind of behavior onto you. Just because they didn't feel secure in their last relationship, they are afraid to get into a relationship with both feet in. They've got 1 foot in, 1 foot out, such that if you decide to walk away from them, they were never really invested in the first place. Now, with this one, it's a bit tricky. You can show somebody that you're really interested in, that you are all about them, that they don't need to worry about you playing around with them, that you're really serious about them. However, it is not your responsibility to completely take care of somebody's insecurities. While they might come into the relationship with insecurities, there's only so much you can do to prove to them. And the relationship shouldn't be based on you constantly trying to show them that you're all about them. Reason number 2, some people are not really sure whether they want to be with you. And the push and pull technique is not actually a technique. It's just basically where their state of mind is. For example, sometimes the person, they see you and they think you're very beautiful. They're attracted to you. They want to be with you, so they show you a lot of interest, and then you have a conversation and you might say something that probably rubbed them the wrong way, or they might have misunderstood you. Then they decide, no, I don't really want this person anymore. But then they see you again, or they talk to you again, and then that interest kind of comes back, and it's kind of like, okay, I'm not really sure if I want to be with this person or not. So it's very confusing because you're still getting to know each other, and this person might have perceptions about you that make them want to step back, but then they're so into you that they can't completely step away. Now, reason number 3, so some people may be using you for emotional pleasure or for a physical relationship. Emotional pleasure meaning that they are completely in love with somebody else, right? They want somebody else, they're pursuing somebody else, or they're with somebody else that they're not about to leave. However, they might be going through a tough situation in their relationship, so they decide to use you. Like basically the person can start texting you rather, or calling you because you make them feel good about themselves. You're making them feel something that they don't actually feel in their relationships. But listen, this person is not about to be with you. This person is not about to leave that relationship for you. No, they're basically using you to set themselves right. This can also be a physical relationship where they're just using you for a sexual gain or sexual pleasure or a sexual relationship. Now, there's times where somebody can use you for a sexual relationship even when they're single because they never want to be with you. So this person's going to be nice to you and they're going to call you and hit you up only when they want to see you to have sex with you. But they will never call you for emotional support. They'll never call you just to check up on you, and they don't want to hang out unless, of course, they know that it is going to be leading up to a sexual relationship. So that might be another reason why somebody is blowing you hot or cold. Reason number 4, this person just does not care about you. So when they see you, they're excited to see you, and when you're not around, it doesn't really mean anything to them. So when they see you, they're excited to see you and they're excited to talk to you. When they're bored, they know exactly who to call. And of course, you are always ready to give them the pleasure that they ever need. It can be physical, it can just be a conversation. You're just always ready to give it up to them, and they know that you are convenient. Now, let's talk about personal experiences. So I had a friend who didn't understand why this guy was blowing hot and cold until one time she talked to a mutual friend and she found out that this guy is actually using her because she is what he apparently called convenient sex, and that's why he was blowing hot and cold. Now your responsibility is to find out why somebody's blowing hot and cold with you, and your responsibility is to let go if you can never really find a reason, because the truth of the matter is when somebody wants you, regardless of how much they try to resist you, they simply can't. Use yourself for an example. Have you been with a person, or have you really liked a person who definitely does not deserve your attention because they don't treat you nice, and yet you still stay, and yet you're still there? That's because no matter how much common sense tries to slap you across the face, you just can't seem to stay away from them because you like them that much. So basically, if somebody likes you, it's very hard for them to stay away from you, regardless of the situations that may be leading them to stay away from you. But you need to find out if this person is doing this, possibly because they're scared to tell you that they like you. I'm gonna leave this video here, but in the next video, I'm gonna help you let go. It's gonna be super easy. You're gonna be shocked at how easy this is going to be. Make sure to hit the like button, make sure you subscribe to get more content like this, and you have to turn on your notifications so that you never miss a video. Thank you so much, and please recommend what you would like for me to talk about as well.